getting so much advice from Indians. Indians teach us a lot on YouTube. As an engineering student, I would know that. So my name is Tolulope Olukanmi. I'm Tolu for short. And I went to Cornell University for undergrad in Nigeria. So I finished in 2018. I studied chemical engineering. Then in my country, it's required to serve the country for 1 year. So I did that. But I did that while working in oil and gas. So I was a graduate intern in operations and facilities, where everything I did was to improve production, increase volumes being produced per day. And then I applied to grad school in 2019, 2020, just around when COVID hit. And I also got accepted in 2020. I had my interview in January, and then I got in February. So now I'm currently doing my master's, and then I started a podcast this year when I came, and I'm building a community as a non-immigrant student on Instagram, as you might well know or not. And this is me on Cornell campus at the engineering quad. For any of you who try to imagine being on campus someday. I came to the US at a particular time when Trump was president and everyone advised against it. Everyone was like, you should go to Canada, Australia, Sweden, and all that. But I mostly chose the US because of what my end goals were. The outcome, where did I want to work, where did I see myself eventually, and it was in the US market. So I stayed on it, and I decided that, okay, I need to I was done with, like I said, I studied chemical engineering, and I was really done with engineering. I was done with oil and gas. There was nothing new happening there, So I decided that I wanted to go for a management class, and I didn't really have the courage to turn my back on engineering. So I was like, okay, let me do engineering management, right? And I had only worked for just a little bit below 2 years. So I thought that the MBA might not be the optimal go-to. And I think even at the Cornell MBA, a lot of schools require like 3 to 5 work years. I applied to 6 schools: Cornell, Columbia, George Washington, Northwestern, Purdue. I only got into Cornell and George Washington University, and Cornell gave me funding, almost as equal as George Washington, but I decided to come to Cornell. And then when I started telling people I got into Cornell, I found out it was Ivy League. I didn't know, I'd never watched The Office. I didn't know anything about Cornell until after I got in.
Hey, did I interrupt your video? Okay, wait. I'll quickly let you get back to it. But just know, if you're planning to study in the top schools abroad, we are a team of experts ready to help you. MentR-Me has helped thousands of students to get their dream admit, and you can be one of them as well. Book a free strategy session in the description below and start your study abroad journey now.
Especially after post-pandemic, I would say there have been a lot of jobs coming up all the time. It's like there are so many jobs, you just need to find out. My only problem right now is which one do I want? And even after which one do I want, which one is going to take me, which one is going to sponsor me? So of course, there are those issues. There are the Google, the fan companies, Netflix, Amazon, Apple, Facebook. There's even Meta now. They're on a hiring spree, right? The consulting industry is very competitive. But I would say that the market there are a lot of jobs. The only problem is which ones do you qualify for and how can you package yourself here, especially for whatever it is you're aspiring to do. It's just that there's more demand in the STEM industry than in arts. I have no life of my own, it's so hard, it's so tough. During the spring semester, I was doing very well, with things I loved to do. I would paint, I would do this. After the summer into the semester, as we came back in person, it has been terrible. I don't know how to balance it, but it's really tough because our program is 2 semesters, 1 year, and you're required to finish up next 2 credits. So some people do 20 credits in the first one and maybe another 18, 19 in the second semester. But I decided to extend mine to 3 semesters because I actually started before during the pandemic. I was in Nigeria. I think I could only take 6 to 9 credits. And then when I came in, and minimum you can actually take 12 credits. You just have to put it together. So I had done a lot of things. Academics were okay. I was just top 15% of my class, not even top 5 or anything. But for my essay and my statement of purpose, so I really wrote a strong one. I tried to describe why I needed to pivot into engineering management. I had talked about how in the oil and gas industry, they would always bring in expatriates to come into the country, and they also love Indians in my country. I'm from Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. They would bring in people to come, because they felt Nigerians were not trained, and I wanted to be I wanted to come extend my degree so I could come up to a managerial level where I would be sought after my company, something around those lines. So it had purpose, it had meaning, and truly that was what I wanted. So to figure it out, I just really sat with myself. I hear to even apply to business school, you have to write a back of the resume essay, like why do you really want it? So I just had to sit with myself and think through it and be honest with myself. Was it just to leave my country, or really I was really seeking a way to be able to become more employable. If you have to write yours to send to a professor to vet it and send it off, I would say put it all out, like make it as flamboyant as possible, like sell yourself out, and in a good way that your professor too would just like use strong words. You might have just led one team or one subgroup, but you can talk about how your leadership, has changed the world, in quotes and something like that. Or how, you can look at it, you can make it look. I mean, it's like they're truths, but maybe just exaggerated. But the core of it is still true. You still have the experience. Like I would never put what I can't vouch for, what I can't defend on my resume or most times. They advise between 1,500 to 2,000 words, so maybe a full page and half of the next page. So I always try to start about my past, my present, and my future. So what was I doing before I came into oil and gas for myself, and where do I want to go?
If you like this video and would like more information about anything related to studying abroad, you can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. All of their information is available on the description below.